Hi guys, today we're going to make a beautiful watermelon dish. Marinade, my vegetable supplier, invited me to a watermelon greenhouse where we'll first pick our own watermelons.
It's just a short drive from my place and it's so cool to see that here these beautiful watermelons are grown on Dutch soil. These Dutch watermelons are a real seasonal product and they are harvested from July till the end of September. Because the farmer respects the season, the greenhouse is only heated a couple days a year, if that's even necessary. Did you know that a watermelon is actually not a fruit? It's family from the cucumber, so it's a vegetable. The Dutch watermelons are ripened to perfection, which gives them a thin peel and a sweet and deep flavor. If you want to know more about my vegetable supplier Runges, then click on the link in the description of this video. We're back in the kitchen and first we're going to make a Ponzu marinade for the watermelon. First mix 240 grams of mirin with 60 grams of rice vinegar and 40 grams of a dried kombu seaweed. Now bring this to a simmer for 2 minutes on a medium heat. Then turn down the heat and add 8 grams of dried bonito flakes. Let it marinate for 10 minutes.
So the 10 minutes are over and now we can pass the liquid through a fine sieve into a bowl.
Then add 140 grams of soy sauce.
After you added the soy sauce, we're going to season it with some yuzu juice. Yuzu juice is quite expensive, so you can also just add 1 part lemon juice and 1 part lime juice. But I really love yuzu juice, so we're just going to add the yuzu juice. I'm going to add 200 grams, which is going to make it quite fresh and a little bit sour, which I really like in a good ponzu. But if you don't like it, just add less and give it a good taste in between. Super flavorful and a lot of umami. Super delicious.
Now transfer it into a jar and then you can keep it in your fridge for around 4 to 5 days. Otherwise just freeze it in small batches or in ice cubes. Then take 1 watermelon and remove the peel. Keep the peel for later. Now cut the watermelon in thick slices and transfer them on a tray. Brush a generous amount of the ponzu on both sides of the watermelon and then dry it at 90 degrees Celsius for 5 to 6 hours. Turn it every hour for a nice even end result. Then let it cool down in your fridge. Meanwhile we're going to make the Peel Compote. First cut the white part of the skin. This is called the rind. Cut those slices in small cubes. We call those cubes brunoise. Now measure 100 grams of the rind brunoise in a saucepan and also add 10 grams of rice vinegar and 25 grams of ginger syrup. Then heat it up on a medium heat till the liquid is reduced. Transfer it into a bowl and let it cool down in your fridge. Now for the tomato glaze. Transfer 600 grams of overripe tomatoes in a blender together with 50 grams of rice vinegar, 90 grams of maple syrup, 3 grams of salt and 50 grams of Madeira. Then blend this till smooth.
Once it's smooth, pass it through a fine sieve into a saucepan.
Use a ladle to make the whole process a bit easier. Then add 5 pieces of cardamom and reduce the tomato sauce on a low heat till it becomes sticky and super flavorful. After that, transfer it into a bowl, remove the 5 pieces of cardamom and let it cool down in your fridge. Once it's cold, transfer it into a blender.
Now when you look at the puree, you'll notice that the solids will start to separate from the liquids. To fix this, we're going to bind it with a touch of santan gum. You may also know this as santan powder, or like we know it here in the Netherlands as Santana. You can also use unique binder or anything you like, as long as it's a binding agent that you don't need to heat. So maybe you can use potato starch or cornstarch, but I'm not sure about that. This is a cold binder, so you just need to mix it and that's it. So I would suggest that. So just a knife tip and then you blend it for a minute or so and you have a beautiful smooth puree.
Then keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the caper cream. First mix 40 grams of ice cubes with 30 grams of egg white, 15 grams of sushi vinegar, 1 gram of salt and 10 grams of capers. Then blend this till completely smooth. Once it's smooth, add 130 grams of neutral oil. I use sunflower oil. Now blend it into a beautiful cream. Transfer it into a piping bottle and then keep it in your fridge for later. Then for the fried capers. First heat up some oil till it's 210 degrees Celsius and meanwhile dry some capers on some kitchen paper.
So now that the prep is ready, we can start frying the capers. Be very careful with this because the oil is super hot and you can easily burn yourself. So maybe wear some protective gloves or anything, just be careful. Like I said, oil is super hot. We're going to fry it in small batches, so like a handful, small hand at a time. Here I have the oil ready. I have another pan ready with a sieve. So we're just going to put the capers in the oil. It's gonna pop up instantly. And then we're just going to let it fry. Don't fry too much at a time because you'll notice that because of the liquid that's in the capers, it will vaporize and it will almost overflow. And this will go very quickly. So just fry a handful at a time, or you need a really big pot, then you can fry more. But that's just depending on the size of the pan. Once the capers are no longer sizzling, it means that there isn't any moisture or liquid in the capers, so they're crispy and they are ready to be passed through the sieve. Just pass it through the sieve into the next small pan, and then we're just gonna switch that up, put this back on the heat, put the heat back on, and then you can just continue frying without having to wait too long for the oil to heat up again.
Then let them cool down on a kitchen paper and continue frying the remaining capers. Now we can start to finish the dish. First, it's optional to already cannel the compote with 2 small spoons. It's going to save you some time during service, but you can also do it à la minute. Then portion the dried watermelon to the desired shape and glaze it with the tomato glaze. Remove any excess glaze by tapping the tray and drizzle the caper cream on top. Now transfer 2 of the glazed watermelon pieces on a plate and place 2 canals of the compote in between. Then decorate it with some cucumber flowers, kailan flowers, the crispy capers and some chickweed.
Okay guys, that's it for today. The dish looks super colorful. I think it looks really inviting to eat, and I think overall it's just a summer appetizer. So let's just dig in. The watermelon is really soft, but it still has some texture. And I especially loved the watermelon peel compote. That one was really delicious. Yeah, that's really nice. It's a little bit, it's not a regular dish. The flavors are a little bit strange, but they really fit well together. And the tomato in combination with the watermelon and the peel, and then the touch of caper, yeah, I think it really works. But it's a bit strange, but it really works, like I said. So really delicious and super flavorful. So really happy with the result. I really like it. Yeah, I hope you guys like my video. Please let me know in the comments on what you want to see next. Like and share the video and subscribe if you want to support my channel and see more amazing cooking videos. And as always, bon appetit!